Hi there. So yeah, my name's Michael Hart. I've worked at Halo Financial for 11 years now, and we're a currency broker that helps individuals and businesses move their money between currencies. So that's what we do. We work with Ukie for a number of years now, and helped a number of members as well. So today I'll just sort of give you a brief overview of kind of what we do and how we can help you when you're looking to either expand your business globally, or if you just have international requirements, even though if you're domestic based in the UK, if you've got requirements to pay in other currencies. So the main thing is we've got a range of FX solutions that can manage your risk, because there is quite a lot of risk associated with exchange rates, and I'll go into a bit more detail on that shortly. But essentially, a swing in an exchange rate in either direction is going to have an impact on your bottom line profit, because by the time you're actually looking to bring funds back as profit, you want to protect as much of that and not lose out on fluctuating exchange rates. Of course, you can gain as well, but it's just as important to manage the risk as it is to try and get some upside on the exchange rate. So Halo, we do things slightly differently. It's a very bespoke service. So we've got dedicated, experienced consultants. I was actually I was a consultant for 7-8 years, and then started moving more into the relationship side of things. But the desk I left, there's about 50 to 60 years of experience between about 6 or 7 of them. So it's they know the game well. They've been helping individuals and companies like yourselves for a number of years. So you're really in safe hands when you're moving funds with ourselves. But then, of course, that moves on to the actual us being, of course, FCA authorized. So we do have the highest level of regulation that we can have for a international payments provider. Of course, your funds are fast, safe, and secure using our service. So that's always something that we like to address with the customers. It is a very secure way to transfer funds. So there's a lot of things that do influence exchange rates. We won't go into too much detail on them. The main one was Brexit, of course, and over the last 5 years we've seen 20-25% swings in currency exchange rates, which again that's a 20 to 25% variation in the exchange rate that you could be either paying invoices or paying supplies, or even paying staff that you're setting up in another country. So there really is a lot of volatility, and there's a lot that's happened in the last few years that's really sort of fueled the fire for volatility. Of course, COVID-19 over the last year has dominated as well, but it seems there's never anything too far around the corner that's going to actually impact exchange rates. So I'll kind of go over the different options with ourselves compared to in a lot of instances if you were just using your bank service. Generally, that it's a relatively straightforward, just a spot contract, buy now, pay now. So with ourselves, you can do that if it's just a very straightforward transaction. But what a lot of our clients like to do is buy forward contracts. So essentially, if you know you're going to have an exposure in a certain currency over X period of time, then you can actually lock into the exchange rate in advance, and then over a 2-year period you can draw down on those funds and use them and exchange them across as and when you want. But that exchange rate is fixed in advance. So this is a very good or useful tool to use when, especially in sort of you're setting things up, you can essentially remove any of the risk of currency fluctuation by locking into an exchange rate early doors. So that by all means, yes, it could move in your favor or it could move against you. Removing the risk is the key factor here. So forward contracts can be very useful for that. You can also do regular currency transfers. So if you are looking to sort of pay staff in or have employees in other countries, then you may be looking to pay them on a monthly basis. So we've got a lot of companies that on the day of payroll, they'll send us 30 invoices for all of their staff that are needing to be paid, and we convert that into whichever currency they wish. So that's quite a useful tool on sort of mass payments. If all of a sudden you're needing to pay even 5-10 staff in another country, you don't want to be doing all those manual payments every month. So we can kind of automate and make all of that a lot easier for you. Essentially, people get quite upset if their salary is not paid on the day it should be. So we're there to ensure it is. With ourselves, you can also place sort of orders and stop losses, so you can target specific exchange rates. So we can sort of develop a bespoke strategy as to trying to maybe achieve a bit of upside on the exchange rate, or reducing your risk. So you could say, well, I need to buy X amount in the next year. Is there an exchange rate that you think we could target within that time frame? And the next slide, I will sort of demonstrate that a bit clearly as to just how much of a difference that it can make at the other end. So this is just a sterling Australian dollar as an example chart, and this is over a 12-month period. So if you're moving £100,000, then at sort of March, April last year, at points you were getting sort of 206,000 Australian dollars, and then compared to the very beginning of this year, when we're right in the doldrums, you're getting 175,000. So that's a difference of over 30,000 Australian dollars. Again, sort of sterling US has varied from 120, it's gone into the 140s now. So there's sort of $25,000 difference in the space of 12 months. So it's our job to keep you updated on the exchange rates, and you can say to us, okay, well, I know historically sterling US dollar has reached 140 before. I'd like to buy at that exchange rate. So we can essentially tailor a strategy to your requirements. Because there's lots of reasons why you may need to make international payments. I mean, you could be paying invoices. Got a couple of companies that they've got a massive Facebook ad spend, so that they have to put quite a lot of money into US dollars every month. And of course, all the countries that you might be setting up in, you can have the bank account in those countries, or you can just process it all through us. So we're there to provide a service for every country that you're looking to operate in, and just really mitigate the risk of these kind of currency fluctuations that are sort of showing here, removing that risk from the table. Because if you start adding zeros onto these numbers, when you're really starting to put quite high volumes through a company, then even a small fluctuation of a couple of percent really will impact your the volume you're getting at the base currency you're looking to bring funds back to. So in summary, I mean, always suggest it's good to register with us. Even if you want to just sign up to our daily and weekly currency updates, just keeps you up to date with basic movements and news that's coming out that will impact exchange rates. Our main advice is just don't leave things to the last minute. Don't bury your head in the sand with this one. It's a case that you speak to us early, we can put a bit of a strategy together for you. We don't charge you to put the strategy together. Our profit is just built into the exchange rate ourselves. Of course, people often ask, well, why wouldn't I just do this through my bank? I'd always suggest is just get a comparative rate with ourselves. So compare our rates and also compare sort of the strategy that we can put together that you wouldn't get potentially with other providers. So it's kind of just having a chat with us and finding where we can help you and just how much we could save you from currency fluctuations over the coming future.